was crying. I'm Alana, that's Maddie, that's Peggy.
Yeah.
We are your Speed Guys, we're the Speed Squad, but we are Agassiz, and I lost my voice, half because I got 7, half because I don't know why. And
half because you were working on your whistle tone.
So I'm gonna let Maddie and Becky take it from here. But
Yeah, please feel free
GOT7.
to interject in a whispered tone.
Okay.
Yeah.
GOT7 owns our hearts and our souls.
And our asses.
And our lives and everything. They own it all. Take it away.
So we didn't do the usual vlogging story time sort of thing that we for this here concert for GOT7. But we do want to talk about the emotional impact it had on us, really, more so than going to the steps of getting there and going to the concert, whatever. We all had seats that were just like, we were just like watching the show this time around. It wasn't about interactions or anything like that. There was no meet and greet, nothing. So basically, seeing GOT7 live in this sort of setting and coming back after a while of them feeling like this weird time where their promotion's been really shitty. It's been so weird. This tour was like thrown together, not thrown together, but yes, thrown together.
The tickets went on sale a week after it was announced, so we had...
Yeah, it was just, it was straight, it didn't feel like the normal going to a GOT7 show sort of vibe.
We, on the way there, were like, it doesn't feel like we're seeing them today. It feels like we're going to go to sleep to see them tomorrow.
Right.
Like, it didn't feel like a... But then...
Because we traveled day of.
We traveled there the day of.
Which we also usually don't do, but because everything was so, last minute, that we had to plan around that.
It's just, if you're not a GOT7 fan and you're watching this, it had nothing to do with GOT7. It's the company's fault.
Exactly. The company does not help them at all.
No, not even a little bit.
So we all, and even, it wasn't even just us feeling that way, anybody that we saw there, like, which also, because of going there last minute, we didn't get to, like, say hi to 99% of the people that we usually see at GOT7 shows, and...
That was the bus's fault.
That was the bus's fault.
The bus was late. We walked into the building as the A remix turned on and the lights went down.
Yeah.
So we were late.
The strangest GOT7 concert experience we've had for way different reasons than usual.
I'm gonna put all the clips I took of the concert at the end. So if you want to see some clips, you can wait. Or you can go to the end.
Yes. So skip all of this if you only want to see concert clips. But for the most part, we were taking it in. We were trying to have the whole experience because we needed it. Because we needed it. So since it started like right when we went in, it was like very like you didn't even have like we were just like whoa, and then all of a sudden it started and it was like and there they are.
Just went like up from there.
And yeah, that's enough of that. Seeing them start to perform and stuff, like, it was so strange, but like, as the night went on, which we'll go back and forth, like, this isn't like chronological storytelling, but like, as the night went on, Lana tweeted this too, that you could see and feel their stress just like relieve, and you could see that feeling of like, oh, we're like back with people who like love us. Like, it was a very palpable sort of thing, which is kind of why we wanted to be very engulfed in that for the time that we had in it, than just like trying to like document it and whatever else.
And the amount of times that they talked about like how stressed out they were, how pressured they were because the last tour had such good feedback and that they wanted this to be good and that they know that like the advertisement whatever for it like was not good. So the promotion, thank you. The promotion for it like was horrible. Like they knew that. So like they were talking about like we were worried that people weren't gonna come and people weren't gonna be as excited because like whatever, like all these reasons. Like the last one was so good and this one got like no promotion or like whatever, and like it was just very rushed. Like they had a month to just talk about the like set list and stuff, and so seeing that like literally like that worry just disappear from them as they were performing, and seeing them like you could see like they were trying to be like performers because they are, and like they have like these serious faces and they're singing or whatever, but then you just see them like smile, like they just can't help themselves, like they're just so excited and happy, and they're just like hi guys, these are my friends, like my buddies.
Yeah.
You see one of them like on the screen and he doesn't know he's up there and he's just smiling. You're like, that's
Like
it's so
one guy's
genuine.
singing, but then the other guy's on the screen and he's just like sitting there like looking at everybody like just the happiest. And oh my god, Jackson quite literally is the happiest he has been in years.
Seriously,
Years.
like we said, he has that like he was the Jackson that we've known and loved, and like the genuine, happy, fun-loving, just like full of life, beautiful Jackson.
Yeah.
Like there was no weird like removal from it or like distance being felt.
No, he was just so happy.
I remember you said it was like yesterday. It was like when you were saying, you were saying how we kind of were all saying, but it was like when he says that he thinks he has to be serious, he wasn't that Jackson anymore. It was when he like is allowed to be funny and he knows he's funny and he wasn't putting on an act for anyone. It was like
he was just like letting himself have a good time.
Yeah, and I think GOT7's so genuine. Like every step of the way, through and through, they show people the good and the bad. They let everyone follow their ups and downs, which is like the whole concept for this album, which is part of why Mark kept fucking reiterating the concept and how much
it's spinning. It was unstable, and then now like we're performing. You guys are here, and we're comfortable. We're stable. We're ready.
We were insecure.
Bam Bam's like, "Oh, my lady's gonna get a hell yeah, hell yeah."
And Mark's like, yeah, but the concept, did you see top
and the spinning top, darkness and light come together, and that's us.
And then Bam Bam's like, I just want to keep dancing.
And that's why Bam Bam needs to be in GOT7.
Yes, they are literally such a perfect group, and like, but the fans that love them, like, love every part of them, and so you can see when they're comfortable, when they're not, when they're feeling weird. It's very visible. They're very like transparent.
Something's off. I says no.
You can tell when someone like got in a fight this week or something
That one
happened.
interview.
One time when Jackson and Mark were talking, and you could see it in their fucking faces. And it was like, but like because they're literally family with each other, that like you could see them have that feeling of we're back together doing something that we love to do in an environment that we love to be in. And it was just it came through every single song and performance.
Yeah.
And it makes them want to push that much harder. They all performed like crazy. Holy shit.
It was something we had never experienced before. Like
The amount of times we said, what the
the
fuck?
amount of just like love we felt in the room with like the fans and them. Like it didn't matter what seat you were in, you felt the love from GOT7, you felt the love from the fans around. But when things got sexy, you could hear everyone be like, "Oh my god!" Like Jamie pulled the thing down into his mouth. And Young dancing, whatever the goddamn hell Young Jay did, and then Ameritai goes,
The richest man on earth.
Oh my god.
Bless you.
Thank you.
She's
They did.
allergic to poor.
Ameritai gone.
Like, hooray! And that's the thing too that we love so much, that like, since there's that level of comfortability between GOT7 and their fans, that like when they put it on, they are putting it on, and they know we are yippee-ki-yay, here for it. Everyone went buck wild.
They themselves put as much work in as they could with the time they were given.
Yeah.
And it was you could see it.
Yeah. That it was literally like, even when Mark said like we had like a month to like put the set list together, and like they probably were like, what do you mean we're going there that soon? What are you talking about? So then they did everything they could to make sure that it was a show that the fans would enjoy, which also probably is why they fucking performed just right. Oh god,
They did. Everyone had a solo or like the group stuff, and then they did "Come On" twice. They
which
did
is
just
the hottest song on record.
That's why I knew it
Aside
always
from
made
One
the
Degree.
best stop. A Young Degree. That's what it should be. Young Jay. Like GOT7 can sing live. At least GOT7 can sing live.
All I see is at least GOT7 can sing live.
Like, we will never have to worry about that, and that's something that we love to share with our agases.
That is quite literally never, ever, ever.
Never,
Hey,
ever.
It's never gonna be something that they have to worry being held against them.
Yeah, and I think like GOT7 gets so much hate, and they constantly are addressing it in their on stage, which is funny because they stay completely silent, like publicly, and then when they get with their bitches, their aga bitches, and they're like, listen, everyone
we
can
know.
shut the fuck up.
We know.
You're out there on the streets fighting for us, making our name, and then
The amount of hate they get though for the amount of talent they have, for how humble they are, for how kind, how sweet, how much they love their fans, it's just jealousy. What are you? Are
It's
you
quite literally
you want,
like-
you want to hate them because you don't have what we have with your group apparently.
Yeah, it's not, and the thing is too that they really, really promote like.
And we don't want to brag about it. GOT7 is just amazing with us.
Right.
No.
It's just a very healthy relationship, which it's like it is between artist and fan, like a form of a relationship where it's like they want us to have good and full lives, and they say that, and they want that, and so then that makes us more like a whole kind of support for them because we want them to be happy completely, have relationships, do whatever you want, do the solo things that you want to do fashion and other separate songs, acting, whatever everyone does, because at the end of the day they still want to be a part of GOT7 because they're allowed to grow beyond it.
There's like never an ounce of like fake when they talk about it either. It's like Jackson and Mark were like GOT7 forever, GOT7 the next 10 to 15 years, like, and it doesn't feel like they're just saying that because it's like a don't worry, like we're fine.
Yeah.
It's like there's not an ounce of fake in anything that they say. Like it's such genuine like love and care that they have for what they do and for the relationship that they have with their fans.
Right.
Like when Mark and Jackson specifically at the end were talking about like insecurities and like being there and like it's okay, like it gets better or whatever. The amount of times that Mark and Jackson both said like you've been there for us, like we just hope that we could be there for you too. And it's just so genuine because it's like yes, like artists are gonna say that like oh we're here for you, but like them
Buy my
genuinely
record.
buy my record, we're here for you. Buy my record, look at it, and every time you do, think of me. But GOT7 are genuinely just like they mean it when they say that we've been there for them. Like Young Jay, the amount of times he's written in his songs like how alone he feels, and he said like Gravity was meant for Agassiz because like we've been there to keep him like secure and safe, and grounded, and then. So like they mean it when they say that we have kept them safe and we've been there for them, and so they genuinely are being honest when they say like we hope we could be here for you in like whatever way we can. Like
it's
just-
like a beautiful little like bubble that gets created like, and not in like a weird like you only see this sort of way, but like it's that feeling of like safety and love that you know that there's no question about it.
And it's never like a possessive like you're ours, we keep you safe, we're the only ones who can do that. It's as long as we can do that for you, we're happy that we can do that for you, and we want to be able to do that for you.
And they're honest about the times when there are ups and downs, or there are times when things feel more distant, but then they even say like, yeah, that happens and we won't see each other for a while, or like things go on, but then that makes it all the better when we come back together. They're not being forced to be together all the time every day, so then they end up resenting each other or us.
I think that's why. Oh, it's back. I think that's why people get mad and send them hate, is because they don't follow the structure of a K-pop group and they're not forced to do things because they're real people. And we get to see like our favorite group being like real people, like doing their own things in real life and like loving each other and maybe like having girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever the fuck. But like it's different when you get to like
I think
feel like
people are
back.
just jealous that they don't get to see their favorite group or artist or whatever not interact, but just like
there's so much
living
structure in
way.
K-pop that GOT7 doesn't follow it.
GOT7
It's
just
like
like
it
live
feels
their
different.
lives and just like are the way that they are, so unapologetically themselves.
And that's why literally every single song was making us cry. Like if you look out into the crowd and you look around, you're like, everyone's here for these guys. And then it was like, thank you, I GOT7.
When they performed Thank You, and it was just Thank You. I took a picture, it literally looks like it belongs like on a blown up like wall, like a mural.
Gorgeous. Because and it's weird, especially I think with the way this tour and recent promotions have been set up, that like that feeling was even stronger because they really were not sure how it was gonna go. Like I think they know that the love their fans have for them, but then there's still that part of anyone that is like literally insecure, that's like maybe they literally like forgot about us though, or like have looked into something else, or want to follow someone else and they're not going to actually come to our concert, and like, or if they like they're not going to actually care about it as much as they did before because we haven't been so saturated with promotions or putting stuff in their face. We haven't been fully together as a group all the time, that like people forget the K-pop industry more than anything. Fans are super fickle, and then it's like, so for them to see and be like, oh my god, like they're literally still are here yelling about the same shit, making the same jokes, throwing the fucking shoe bill thing at Jinya. Like, this is our life, losers. We're staying here.
I'm here.
We're literally not going anywhere.
And like they're not stupid. Like they know like the lack of promotion that they get, and they know that they're not getting like the best like music videos put together and the best like times and the best like they're not getting as many interviews booked and they're not getting as many blah 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 blah. But and so like they get worried about stuff like that. But then when they're there and they see like all the fans that are still there and they don't like we don't necessarily need all that promotion to still care about them and keep up with them. And, like it would
like
be
the
nice.
lack of strategy almost makes the rest of it feel that much stronger because whatever they do have and whatever they are doing is literally because of the way they are with their fans.
So
and it's like there's no question about it and there's no like, well, this timing was right and these numbers and this and that. Like that shit is usually out the window when it comes to GOT7. So all the success they have is literally from love. Like and then it's like
obviously these are one of the like fandoms that like literally just don't, like as bad as it sounds, like don't give a shit about charming. Like yeah, it's nice if like we want them to, but we're not like I'm gonna stay up and stream and I'm gonna do it. Like it's just because we love it so much and we care about them and we're like so fucking good, love you so
they don't
much.
get psychotic. Like they don't get like weird and like fucking foaming at the mouth about shit because it's like it's just not the way, like people say like the fans, like sometimes like the fans can reflect the group that it's like GOT7 would be like it's okay, like don't like you like have like a thing to do tomorrow, you don't have to like you can go to sleep, like you can go to sleep and it's like I'm gonna do that.
And all these like people on Twitter are like, oh, rookie groups like chart better than GOT7, like GOT7 are flops, they don't chart, they don't sell albums or whatever, like as if like charting is like literal pennies. Like you get coins from charting. GOT7 make fucking millions of dollars.
That's all for the company that doesn't help them anyway.
Yeah. So GOT7 themselves pocket money from touring. They make millions of dollars. So they know where their priorities lie. So
the reason we get so emotional watching them perform and stuff, that like that feeling and all of these things coming together and seeing them perform, that it becomes this really like a mixture of happy and sad, and especially in the last like year or so, like year and a half since we've been with GOT7 for so long and they've been with us, that like there have been a lot of ups and downs and like there have been a lot of downs and like it's like there's such a consistent source of happiness and like something that's steady. And I think for any fan base and stuff, that's something that's important, and it's especially like prevalent with GOT7 and their fans, that having that thing that makes you feel okay in a moment or when things aren't okay, or something that is still going strong when stuff all around you might be falling apart. It means so much more to you when you're seeing it, and then you start to get sad because then you're like, because we were like joking before this tour that we were like, we don't even know when they're gonna come back or whatever, trying to be real blasé because deep inside we're like, please God, GOT7, don't ever leave us. But we're gonna act real fucking casual because GOT7 taught us well to act like nothing's a big deal. And then they were like, no, it's fine. Like, they're probably not even going to go on another tour here, so this is like the last time we're even going to see them. And then she's relaxing. But then it's like seeing them perform the songs, and it was like, we really don't want this phase of our life to be ending in any way, and I don't think it is. And then and them reiterating that made it that much better, because then that insecurity comes from a fan side too, that then you're like, shit, are they not going to be doing this? And then they're like, no, we're going to keep doing this. Are you going to keep showing up? And it's like, yeah, we keep showing up.
Do you guys like promise like you're gonna come back, right?
We were like, you fucking promised. You promised you're coming back, and we're gonna come back. Just shut up.
Anytime you're here, like I will be.
We thought you didn't want to do it. And they're like, we thought you didn't want to. We thought you didn't want to do it. And it's like, no, we both want to be here so much.
Okay, then what's the issue? Why are we crying?
And then we're like, guys, and then they literally start go higher and start jumping around and throwing water on everyone. And you're like, oh, okay. sorry, that was whack. That was so whack. We didn't mean it. We literally didn't mean it. What's up? Hey.
Hell yeah.
We're just like GOT7 in a nutshell, being like,
I feel like
crying.
this is why we could sit here and we don't need to tell you about traveling on a bus or doing this or doing that. They could just, I didn't really talk, hey, we could just sit here for 20 minutes and be like, we love GOT7 for these reasons, and you should too, and maybe come out to the tour next year if you want. But also,
it's like
ticket sales are like important for K-pop groups.
Business is business.
Yeah, but they didn't care about that at all while they're performing.
No.
They weren't like, it was all washed away, and it was just happiness and great fun times and love. Like, it's GOT7's world, we're all just loving in it. Peggy.
I love GOT7 forever.
So much. They're the best.
I love GOT7 forever so much, they're the best. She's Peggy, I'm Alana, she's Maddie, and we are GOT7.
Got so, no muda idea.